Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. Now for the expanded and enhanced version of GTA 5 online and GTA 5, it's actually not even called expanded and enhanced anymore, but that's what I'm going to refer to it as because it's easier. Obviously, it's coming out on next-gen consoles on Tuesday this week, March 15th, so it's going to be a pretty big day. Now, allegedly, what Rockstar has told us is that expanded and enhanced, they are adding something into the game called the Career Builder. Now this is for new players or players that choose to do it instead of transferring their old character. Basically what happens if you decide to do this is you start fresh, level 1, and you will be given $4 million to choose your initial career path. So what that means is you will be given $4 million and you will have to spend it on a business, a vehicle, and some weapons. Obviously some good things to get you started. Now, out of the $4 million, you will be able to just keep 1 million of it in your bank account, but that is the maximum that you can just keep. So you're gonna have to spend at least $3 million. Now, there are 4 businesses that Rockstar has told us that we will be able to buy with this $4 million. Those businesses are the bunker, one of the MC businesses, the nightclub, or the CEO office. I'm going to break this down for you guys. Basically, 2 of those businesses are not good to start out with. Those 2 businesses being the nightclub and the MC businesses. Now, the MC businesses are just not very good to sell solo, and they're kind of hard to run as a solo player, especially just starting out. The nightclub requires you to own several other businesses to actually get the most out of it. In my opinion, the MC business and the nightclub are kind of off the table to start out with. Now again, this is just my opinion. If you disagree, I mean, you're welcome to buy an MC business with your money or the nightclub, but just know that you are not going to make as much money with those 2 businesses as you could with the other 2. So for new players, especially people that are playing solo, I would only recommend picking up the office or the bunker. Now, if you do have a choice of the businesses that you can actually buy, for the CEO office, I would go for the cheapest option. Now, the cheapest CEO office that you can get is this one right here. It's called Maze Bank West. It's on the left-hand side of the map. It goes from $1 million, which is what I would recommend buying because the less money you spend, the more money you can spend on other things that are going to make your time in GTA a little bit easier. Now, the CEO office is really, really good because you do get access to up to a 60-car garage if you choose to buy one. You can do all kinds of stuff to your office. I wouldn't recommend going crazy with it because you only have $4 million and you could spend some of that money on really, really good things that are outside of customization for your office. So that's just my advice, at least. Now that is just for the CEO office. We of course do also have the ability to buy a bunker. Now there's basically only 2 bunkers that I'm going to recommend that you guys actually pick up, and that is the Chumash bunker going for $1,650,000. That is a pretty good price and it's in a really, really good location. Obviously, being right next to the highway is very nice. A lot of your sale missions from this bunker will be in the city of Los Santos around the left-hand side of the map, so this is a really good bunker to pick up. The other one, if you do want to, it's only $100,000 cheaper, is the Lago Zancudo bunker. This one is a little bit further up and it's going to be a bit more of a pain to actually do your sell missions. In my opinion, the best bunker that you can get for the money is of course the Chumash bunker. Now I personally own the Farmhouse bunker, but it goes for in the $2 million range, more like $2.5 million. So I would definitely recommend picking up the Chumash bunker. I only recently switched to the Farmhouse bunker, but I was a Chumash bunker guy before and it served me very, very well. Now you guys might be a little bit confused on which business out of these 2 that you should actually choose. And I've got a way to break it down for you guys that's really, really simple, and it kind of explains it the best way that I can. The bunker is more of a passive business. It requires little involvement from the player, but it makes money a little bit slower. However, with the CEO office, you get access to more different ways to make money, and you can make money a little bit faster than with the bunker. More money per hour with the CEO office, but you do need to be highly involved. You are the one that is making all of the money. So if you're a dedicated person to GTA, you want to make money, you want to grind, the CEO office is for you. However, if you're a more laid back player, you want to just mess around and have money being made for you in the background, I would advise to go for the bunker. Now, for my personal playstyle, in case you guys are wondering, I have done both extensively. However, I do personally like the bunker because I like to make money while I'm doing other things in GTA. Now, with the bunker, you can be making money using it while you are making money doing other things like racing or doing free mode events. Whereas with the CEO office, you will have to be grinding and you cannot really do anything else except for grind to make money. So that is basically the best way that I can break it down for you guys. Bunker, little involvement, CEO office, high involvement. Now, as far as the vehicles go that you need to purchase, I would advise to choose one out of the 3 following vehicles. The first vehicle is, of course, the Kuruma Armored. Now, the Kuruma Armored is a really interesting vehicle because when you're inside of this thing, you can shoot out, but it is very hard to shoot into this car. The windows are nearly entirely bulletproof, so unless you hit a very specific spot, you're probably not going to kill any occupants inside of this thing. Now, the Kuruma is mostly suited for fighting against NPCs in GTA, and it's very bad in my opinion for fighting actual players. Now, the problem with the Kuruma stems from the fact that it has little armor protection, meaning that one RPG, unfortunately, does completely destroy it. Now, it can take small arms fire for a pretty good amount of time, however, it's not going to survive for very long. So the armored Kuruma will cost you between $500 and $25,000 with the trade press unlocked, which unfortunately you won't have if you're just starting the game, or it will cost you in the neighborhood of $700,000 to buy. So it is a little bit steep, but you do get some really good performance, at least when you're playing against NPCs. Armored Kuruma, really good car. Definitely would recommend this one. Now, as an alternative to the armored Kuruma, we do have the Insurgent. This is coming in at $675,000. Now, the Insurgent is a lot better protected from missiles or explosives. However, the windows are not bulletproof. The armored Kuruma protects its occupants much better than the Insurgent does, at least from bullets. When it comes to explosives, the Insurgent can shake off very many of them, and small arms fire does almost nothing to the Insurgent. Now, the Insurgent can also be used as a battering ram if you want to. This is a very large armored vehicle, so if you've got somebody that's in your way, the Insurgent will, well, take them out of your way very quickly. The Insurgent is also a fantastic off-roader. However, because it is a very large vehicle, it is going to be a lot slower than the armored Kuruma, which is a little bit unfortunate. It does make sense, obviously. Overall, out of the two, I would say the Insurgent is a little bit more useful, at least for me personally. I love the Insurgent, so I am a bit biased in saying that. So if you guys are planning on fighting NPCs more than players, I'd say go for the Kuruma. If not, I'd say go for the Insurgent. You can still fight NPCs with this thing very easily. However, you're just not as well protected. But of course, we do have a third vehicle. Now, alternatively to both of those vehicles, we do have the Night Shark. Albeit this is almost double the price of the Insurgent, and it is double the price of the Kuruma as well. However, the Night Shark is a very interesting vehicle. Now, the Night Shark is a lot faster than the Insurgent, and it's also a lot more armored. This thing can take 27 homing rockets from an Oppressor Mark II, and if you're new to GTA and you haven't really heard about the Oppressor Mark II yet, well, you're in for it. You're gonna want one of these. I'm just gonna say that right now. Now, it does go for $1,245,000, which is quite steep, but for that price, you do get a very good vehicle. Now, the Night Shark is interesting because it comes with machine guns that are equipped on the front of it. Now, they don't do very much damage, but having them is a pretty nice ability. On top of that, the Night Shark is very quick, like I mentioned, and it has better armor than the Insurgent and definitely better armor than the Kuruma. Now, the interesting thing about the Night Shark is it also has smaller windows than the Insurgent, which make it a little bit harder to shoot you out of. Now, the Night Shark that I'm showing you guys right now has window plating equipped on it. It stops you from being able to shoot out of the vehicle, and you can really only shoot with your machine guns. So, equipping the window plating is not the greatest idea. I wouldn't recommend it. However, without the window plating, you can of course aim and shoot out of the vehicle very easily. So it's basically just like the other two vehicles, except it's more armored and it's faster than the Insurgent, and it might even be faster than the armored Kuruma, but I cannot say for sure. Overall, out of the three, if you do have the extra money to spend, I would recommend picking up a Night Shark if you have the ability to. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for the vehicles that I would recommend. Let's move on to some of the weapons. Alright guys, heading into ammunition here, I'm going to show you some of the weapons. Now, you might not have access to all of these depending on how Rockstar decides to do the career builder. However, if you do have the ability, these are the weapons that I would highly recommend picking up. The first of the weapons is the AP pistol, or the automatic pistol. Now, I kind of doubt that you guys will have access to this thing right off the bat. However, if you do have access, make no mistake, the AP pistol is fantastic. I would highly recommend picking it up. The next weapon that I would recommend picking up that you may have access to, I think there's probably a pretty high chance that you will, is the assault shotgun. If you have the extra money, I would recommend putting the drum mag on it. You don't need the suppressor, but the grip is also a little bit helpful. The assault shotgun absolutely shreds if you're in close proximity to anybody, and even at a pretty decent range, the assault shotgun will make quick work of absolutely anybody. Now, depending on what Rockstar does, again, I would recommend picking up a sniper rifle for sure. Having the ability to kill people at long range is pretty essential in GTA. If you were given the choice, I would definitely recommend picking up the heavy sniper if you have the possibility to do it. However, I kind of doubt it, so the sniper rifle is a pretty good choice. As far as heavy weapons go, I would suggest to either pick up the minigun or the RPG. These two are very, very good. Obviously, the RPG is very good at taking out vehicles. The minigun is also good at taking out vehicles and players, except it does it a little bit slower against vehicles. Now, at all costs, I would avoid picking up the Widowmaker. This thing is literally stupid, and if you use it against jets, you're gonna get fried. If you use it against anyone, you're gonna get fried because it basically shoots tracer rounds out of it. They trace the enemy right back to you. Avoid the Widowmaker. I don't think it's even going to be an option for you guys, but if it is, do not buy it, please. And last but not least, if you guys have the ability to, I would recommend picking up the Special Carbine as your assault rifle. Now, I have the Special Carbine Mark II, which is why mine is blanked out right now, but this is literally the best assault rifle that you can get in the game to start out with if you have the ability to. That is definitely what I would recommend picking up. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to allow you to pick up machine guns or any other types of weapons, but the MG is a pretty solid weapon itself. The marksman rifle is also a pretty good alternative to the sniper if you don't have the ability to get a sniper. And the combat MG is also quite good. It's a lot better than the regular MG, but you might not have access to it. So anyway guys, that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope that my advice here helps somebody out at least with their journey in Expanded and Enhanced when it comes out. Now, I just want to say one more time before the video ends, I could be very wrong with some of this information. For all I know, Rockstar could actually release a bunch more businesses than the ones that they have mentioned. They could also not allow you to buy some of the vehicles that I've shown off, or they could allow you to buy a different selection of vehicles than I have shown off. As well as the weapons too, they might not allow you to pick up any of the ones that I've shown. But if they give you the ability to buy any of these things, I would recommend picking the ones that I have shown you in this video. Of course, you are free to do whatever you want. You do not have to listen to me. However, I just want to put this out there. I have been playing Grand Theft Auto Online since October 1st, 2013. I kind of know what I'm talking about. Don't get me wrong, there's people that know better than I do, but these are what I recommend to purchase in GTA Online when you start out on the next-gen consoles. Anyway guys, if you found this video helpful or useful at all, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.